It's a beauty. It's nice to have rosewood back, isn't it? You know, I can't deny it. Yeah, I mean, there's a but, isn't there, for me? Something smells wrong still. I know lots of people will disagree. They go, oh, we love the open book headstock on an Epiphone. Looks weird to me. Every time I look at it, I think, well, that ain't really right, is it? It's like, you're on the fence, Epiphone. Get off the fence. I wonder if the plan is to put Gibson on the headstock. You know, what's the next step? Use your imagination. Gibson by Epiphone. Guitaristas is proudly supported by Gear for Music. Hello, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas. It was quite upbeat, wasn't it? Welcome to the Guitaristas. I'm quite upbeat because I got a new guitar. Here it is. Yeah, it's the new Epiphone Inspired by Gibson Custom 1960 Les Paul DC TV Yellow. I think that's the full name. It's a beauty. It's a piece of meat. You all knew I was going to get one, didn't you? So this is one of the brand new Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop range. The brand new, this time we've given you everything you asked for range from Epiphone. Didn't mention expensive yet, did I? We'll park that for a bit. The brand new Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop range, which is hard to not get excited about because on paper, they look fabulous. There's a couple of things that I'm, well, on the fence about, yeah, as I said in the thumbnail. The headstock, I'm on the fence about the headstock. The idea, I'm on the fence about the idea. Today, what the plan is today is, well, we're going to do a deep dive review of this guitar with an open mind, purely about the guitar. How good is it? We'll do our own unique, no, authentic take on it. I say authentic because it's difficult for some other YouTuber. I'm not going to name names, actually. I was going to, but I'm not going to. But I've watched a couple of reviews and you know, you can't help thinking that a lot of them, they've drunk a little bit of the Kool-Aid. Well, one in particular that I watched, they were fucking swimming in it, okay? And they missed out a couple, they sidestepped a couple of little things that I'm not gonna sidestep. I'll tell you about them. So anyway, yeah, let's get on with it. If you're in a hurry, the timestamps are in the description box. Skip forward to whatever interests you. The playing, probably not. Whatever, anyway, all the timestamps are in there. If you've got a little bit of time in your hands, you know, just go and put the kettle on, make yourself a nice cup of tea, get some nibbles, snacks, whatever you fancy, and come back and join us. And let's chill out. And yeah, have a open-minded review of this guitar. See what it actually is like on its own merits, not with any preconceptions or cynicism or judginess. Yeah. But then what we'll do is we'll come back and then we'll judge it, all right? See you in a minute. So let's crack on. The range, it's an incredible range, this, and I've made some notes because it's quite extensive. And I'm going to try and go through it and just show you some shots in case you're not aware. So this is the new, brand new, certainly announced a couple of weeks ago, I think, Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop range. New for 2025. And, well, you know, they're all the open book headstocks. They're the ones, you know, the Les Paul ones and the SG one, open book headstock. It's what you asked for, isn't it? There it is. They gave you what you wanted. And they've all got rosewood fingerboards. Yeah, look, rosewood, it's back. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Yeah, you got it. Well, it's nice. It's nice to have rosewood back, isn't it? You know, I can't deny it. it's nice because it's the proper wood, isn't it? And that's what they're saying about this range. It's all the proper woods. We'll get into the specs in a second. I just want to go through the range, okay? I'm going to have to refer to my notes. So if I look down, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So Les Pauls first. They got a 1959 Les Paul in a bourbon burst, a washed cherry burst. They got a 1960s Les Paul in iced tea or cherry burst. And 57 gold top. These are priced at £11.99 English pounds or $12.99 US dollars. So price-wise, they're I think they're in the same ballpark as the last lot, which was only a year ago, incidentally. That's one of my questions is, how pissed off are all the people that bought last year's model gonna be? The one with the only got the laurel fretboards. A bit pissed off, I reckon. Because all the time they're promising you, this is the best ever. And then a year later, it's even better. Yeah. So anyway, so 57, 59 and 60 Les Pauls. Now, there was one review that was convinced that they had different pickups as well and did a big sound test. And they all sounded identical to me. And they've all got the same pickup. The Les Pauls have all got Gibson Custom buckers. Yeah, I mean, they've got the fucking bollocks in them. They got the good stuff in them. Gibson Custom buckers, Alnico 3 magnets. That's what the Les Pauls have got in. And also the SG. Let's look at the SG, 64 SG. Maestro wiggle. Nice. 11.99 English pounds, 12.99 US dollars. Sounds a little bit on the pricey side for an SG, given that, I paid 14.99 English pounds for my SG faded, my Gibson one. I hadn't got custom buckers, I suppose, but it's probably better than that, isn't it? Anyway, I'm being cynical already. Sorry, I'll try not to be. There's also a 1962 ES 335, sorry, cherry or vintage burst. That looks really nice, and there's a good price on that as well. 1099 English pounds, 1149 US dollars. I must admit that does look nice. Couple of Farbirds. Couple of Farbirds. Cardinal Red 1963 Firebird 1. 11.99 English pounds. 12.99 US dollars. Or 1963 Firebird 5. This time they've done it in a Polaris white. 14.99 though, English pounds, 1,699 US dollars. So still, it's on the pricey side still. Raining. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm trying not to be cynical, but they're fucking expensive still. Sorry. They look nice though, don't they? It's so tempting. And of course, I bought the cheapest one, 999 English pounds. This one's 999 US dollars as well. It's cool. So same in dollars as English pounds. I do also wonder if I'll just throw this out there. I do also wonder if no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to mention the T word. I'm not. So moving on. They look the bollocks really, and it's hard to not get excited about these guitars because they do look, to all intents and purposes, they're pretty much, they've got all the same stuff as a Gibson, haven't they? Well, no, not quite. The one thing that I think everyone's sidestepped is the fact that the Les Pauls, they've still got a maple veneer on, okay, even though they've got the lovely open book headstock that everyone wanted. I'm not sure I wanted it, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about later. So let's now get on with actually reviewing this guitar and see what it's like with an open mind, with no cynicism, and then we'll come back and we'll do all the cynicism. Or we might not. We might say, no, you know what? I actually really, I'm not saying this now, okay, but I might say this. I actually really think these are great, and I'm fully supportive of everything that Epiphone are doing, and the prices are great as well. I'm not saying that yet, okay, so don't you go editing that out and putting it on your advertising blurb, Epiphone, because I haven't said it yet, okay? Like they fucking use me. Right, shut up, Cole. It's made of wood, mahogany actually, proper woods, mahogany. I can't tell if it's 1 or 2 per piece. I can't tell. Even looking on the, hang on, I'm holding it up to that camera. Can we tell? I don't know. I think it's 2 pieces, but I'm genuinely not convinced. Anyway, it's a nice slab of mahogany, so let's see how much it weighs. Here we go. There you go, £7 8 ounces. It's a nice weight, which of course is 3.42 kilos. Liking that. Now, before we go any further, I just want to show you the case. Nice hard case. This is, well, look, there you go. Inspired by Gibson Custom. It's kind of got this soft leatherette-like finish. I'm going to show you the catches. I'm doing all this because I'm going to compare it to a Gibson one in a second. And I'll tell you why as well in a second. There you go. It's like what they call them, sort of trying to replicate the Lifton style vintage case with a nice pinky interior. Nothing in the pocket. No case candy, just the normal stickers. Oh, there's an Allen key. Thought they'd stop doing that. So it's nice. Oh, it smells nice. Not quite as nice smell though as this one. This is the Gibson standard version, not the custom shop version, but this is the standard version, which is, as you can see, a little bit more plasticky. It's got different catches, and here's an ideal opportunity for me to crowbar in a mention. Oh look, it's me Cherry Les Paul standard 50s. Smells nice. Yeah, can't beat that smell, whether it's the nitro or the case. Anyway, yeah, this last chance to enter the competition to win this ends on Sunday, the 18th of May, this coming Sunday. So if you haven't got your tickets yet and you fancy a punt, want to support the channel, fancy buying a ticket, it could be yours. Yeah, it could be, you know. Links in the description box. There you go. So back to the guitar. Yeah, mahogany body, mahogany one-piece neck. This is slim taper 60s. Let's have a look at the profile and measurements on the screen now. Okay, here's the neck profile and measurements at the 1st fret. And here's the neck profile and measurements at the 12th fret. This feels really nice. You know, they call it slim taper C. It's not what you'd call slim. It's just a nice kind of handful, easy to play. I like it a lot. I just want to show you this. I noticed it with a couple of strings, but this this low E, it's I'm pulling that quite, not too hard, but look. Oh, that's sticking quite bad in that slot. And the A string was as well. So look, you know, if you get one of these or any guitar and you find it keeps going out of tune, this is the first thing you want to check. Just check that the strings are running smoothly. That's what they people use pencil lead, or there's a thing called Big Ben's nut sauce, and it just lubricates your nuts a little bit. I don't normally find that. I mean, I only mentioned it. I wonder if it's a fat spot on the string even. Could it be? I don't know. Anyway, it seems it's definitely catching a little bit. Well, look, you see, if you do that, don't do that, and it'll be all right. It's the angles. The angle. I mean, Gibson headstock. Everyone's going, oh, let's have the Gibson open book headstock. The problem is with the Gibson open book headstock, it's historically not a very good design, really, because of the break angle from the nut to the actual tuners. Let's talk about the tuners. Put that aside anyway. Tuners are these nice pressing bushings, vintage style, and they're the 3 on a plate, 3 on a side plate, 3 on a plate. Epiphone Deluxe Clusion style vintage tuners with the white buttons, which is lovely, vintage correct. I love them. Right. And this beautiful rosewood fingerboard. Feast your eyes on that. You asked for it, you got it. It does look nice, yeah, granted. Frets are lovely, nice and clean. I played it loads, but there was no problem. No problem at all. They're really nice and clean. It's got this lovely amber binding, or white binding, off-white binding. Specials always have that, the 2 pickup versions. Juniors don't. Mother of pearl inlays. So there you go. And truss rod cover, I noticed, I think Trogley mentioned, you know, he wishes now they'd go for the 2-screw Gibson designs. This one is slightly different. It's the 3-screw design that Epiphone use, and no doubt this will be the hex key style truss rod adjustment rather than the bell end style that Gibsons have. So that's that. Let's get the scratch plate off. Actually, before we do that, you should mention the wrap over tailpiece, which is really nice, lightweight aluminium. And this, of course, is the early design, which they would have put on 1960s guitars, which is the non-compensated style, which is at a slightly jauntier angle than the later style lightning bar, which was introduced around about late 62, 1963, which you'll be familiar with, which is always a little bit straighter because it's got the compensation on there already. This, all it's got is little grub screws to tweak it back or forward, just to help with the intonation. I said loads of times I like these things. I never, the sort of style of playing that I do doesn't necessarily demand perfect intonation. So Telecasters, stuff like this doesn't bother me at all. I just play it. If it sounds wrong, I'll see if I can fix it. If not, just play it. Right. First, top hat knobs with thumb bleeders. I've just actually taken the plastic off of this before I started filming today, because I've been playing at home and it was all scratched up. So nice and tidy now. I shall be scratching it up some more in a little bit though. But nice. What's that? Fucking hell, what's that? 4-ply? 5-ply? 5-ply, I think that is. Yeah. Nice bit of material. And there's nothing to see there apart from the holes. And it looks like they always put them on before the paint's dried, doesn't it? It's a bit messy if you wanted to take it off, but that's what it looks like. If you wanted to find a way of, why would you? Right, what I'm going to do first is undo this. Wow, look at that. Those bumblebee capacitors are very appealing, aren't they? So you get those in the Gibson Custom Shop guitars, and the pots are CTS pots, so a Switchcraft 3-way switch. It is all it's all identical to the Custom Shop stuff. That it's all the good stuff. Not sure if it's probably 60s wiring, isn't it? That the cap goes to the center lug on the volume control from somewhere. The outer lug on the tone control. There you go. Let's take some pickup readings before we have a look underneath them. The bridge got 7.96 kilo ohms and 6.31 Henrys. And on the neck, 7.90 kilo ohms. 6.4 Henrys again. In the middle, just for the hell of it, 3.97K. Now, these are Gibson Custom P90s. That's what they say. So let's just have a look and see what they look like underneath and see what they say on the bottom. So let's see also how these are connected. Screws, yeah, screws. There's no bolt-on plate under there. So yeah, the plastic covers will just come off. Just your bit of foam and your springs. I can't see the neck tenon. I think, shall I pull it up just so we can see? Just pulled it up enough there to see that the neck tenon doesn't come into the pickup cavity there. There's a longer springs on this one. Oh, it's because it has to come up higher, didn't it? Yeah. Lead P90 soap bar. December 24. Rhythm P90 soap bar. In November 24. There you go. Right, I think that's got it covered. So what I'm going to do now is put it all back together, put a new set of strings on, come back and let's plug it in and see what it sounds like. Here we are, new set of strings, Ernie Ball regular slinkies. This is what it sounds like unplugged. Sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, I think that's the thing. Oh, I just noticed my grub screw's loose. So is that one? Okay. I checked the intonation vaguely, quickly. Good enough for me. Well, yeah, that sounds cracking. As I was saying, I think it's the wrap over the tail bridge, as we call them here. It just always gives it that really nice brightness. And obviously, when you add a nice chunk of mahogany to that, and obviously the rosewood fretboard, I mean that. It's all about that, isn't it? The tone. Can you hear that tone? Sorry, I'm being facetious. You might be able to hear the difference. I don't know. Looks nice though, doesn't it? It's rosewood. Right. Let's see what it sounds like plugged in. Same rig as always. Princeton 65 for parity. Is that the word? I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what it is. That's the rig we're using. It's the same rig we always use. And I've still got the clone, which is a Warm Audio Centavo on the board, and the ODR1, if I want to add a little bit of hair here and there, which I no doubt will. And I'll show you on the older camera down there, that one, if I do, okay? So pay attention and you'll see what I'm doing. There'll be loads of clean, i.e. when I say clean, there'll be loads of no pedals whatsoever. I know I've got a big board down there, but it doesn't mean anything's engaged. Apart from I always have a smidgen of slap back on the my DD7, always on, smidgen of slap back. You can probably just about hear it. But that's always on. But apart from that, I only ever use nowadays, I don't use the compressor anymore. It's on the board, but I don't use it very often anyway. Sometimes I'll use the clone, and sometimes I'll use the extra drive. And what I'll do, as always, is I'll play with my knobs. And if you pay attention to knob cam there, I'm the knob, by the way. You'll be able to see what I'm doing. Fiddling around with the switch, fiddling around with the tone controls, just to give you an idea of, yeah, what I was saying, there'll be lots of clean, but it's not really clean because it sounds a bit like this. Oh, it is quite clean actually, isn't it? So I've not actually heard it yet plugged in, so. That's the bridge pickup. It's quite clean actually, that. I thought it'd push the amp a little bit harder. Neck. Okay, that's nice. You clean it up really nicely by just backing off the volume controls to about 8. And then whack them up. What does it sound like with a little bit of hair? It's Probably a little bit too much gain on that clone. I'll just adjust it a little bit. Yeah, the idea with that is just to give it a little bit of an extra push rather than add too much sort of saturation. And that's what that ODR1 does, adds the extra sizzle. There's the clean, for anyone that says I didn't do it clean. Mistakes and all. Let's play something. It sounds nice, doesn't it? Well, all of it. I mean, clean, dirty. That was a kind of a bit of inspired by a bit of mountain, actually. Nantucket sleigh ride. Oh, just the beginning, not the madness in the middle. Talking of mountain. Where's me inner Jared James Nichols when I need him? Well, that hurts. It's not the guitar, it's me trying too hard. There's no fakery on this channel, is there? Indeed, where's your inner Jared James Nichols when you need him? Or your inner Johnny Thunders, for that matter. Did you recognise that? That tune, just the last one there, was Personality Crisis. New York Dolls. This is a Johnny Thunders guitar, isn't it? Sort of, anyway. He played a Junior, wasn't it? The single pickup one. So, you know, a nice little segue into my idea for this film, Personality Crisis. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about the guitar, eh? It's great, isn't it? And let me say that again and again and again. Epiphone make great guitars. So any cynicism that I have about Epiphone is not about the product. I love the product, always have. Epiphone make great guitars. And this is no exception. It's lovely, isn't it? It's got it just is great, you know. There's nothing Paul's, how do I say this? There's nothing wrong with it. There's no, you know, I can't say, oh, that's a bit rubbish, because it's got everything. It's got all the bits that you asked for. Nearly all the bits. We'll get to that in a second. It sounds great. It plays great. And obviously it is a testament to the quality of the parts. The wiring in this is right up there on level, on par with the Gibson Custom shop, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see the Bumblebee capacitors in there, and as you hopefully heard amidst my playing today, you know, all the controls work really well. It feels great. The pickups, incidentally, I did sort of question this in my mind, and I checked. I've got a P90 here that came out of SG Standard that I bought some years ago. I changed the pickups in that for some Murrays, I think they were, and I put one of the Gibson pickups in a Fender, and I've got one left, and it's Art Rhythm P90 soap bar. It's exactly the same as the pickups that are in here. Well, the sticker is, let's put it that way, which indicates that the pickup's exactly the same. So these are Gibson standard P90 pickups. I'm not sure what P90s Gibson put in their custom shop guitars. Perhaps they're just the standard ones. I don't know. But there you go. That's the thing that I thought I'd mention, because it's my job. It's part of my job, isn't it? Part of my job to give a bit of balance. What I try and do here is be enthusiastic about things that I'm enthusiastic about, and obviously I don't hold back on any negatives, because I like to try and give a little balance, because this is an independent channel. Although we have channel partners now, Gear for Music, you know, they have no input into what we do or what we say or the products or anything. So I can say what I want, basically. And if I find something any negatives, then I can say it, can't I? So, but that's not a negative. It's just a fact. That's just a fact. This has got Gibson standard P90 pickups in it, and it's got all the bits that you wanted, isn't it? Well, not really. It's got a rosewood fingerboard. Unlike Gibson, obviously, it hasn't got nibs. It's got fret over binding on this, and the tuners are, I suppose they're just standard Epiphone Deluxe tuners, but there's nothing wrong with them, and these are right for the guitar. But yeah, I mean, it's all there. It's a great guitar. It sounds great, and this one is a good price, well, goodish price. This is obviously the cheapest one. It's 999 English pounds or $999. So, you know, it isn't too bad, really, is it? You know, the standard Epiphone Inspired by Gibson range, they can reach up to sort of 700 odd bucks now. Anyway, I think, can't they? But yeah, I mean, there's a but, isn't there, for me? Something smells wrong still. Well, obviously, it didn't smell of nitro or whatever it is that Gibsons smell of, because it's not nitro, is it? It's still polyurethane, and they claim a different kind of, sorry, I'm dribbling, a different kind of finish on these. I suppose it's just a slightly different sheen to the top coat. It's nice, you know, nothing wrong with it. It feels nice. The neck feels nice. It's not too glossy and sort of, well, you know, in a lot of ways, this neck feels better than Gibsons do, because they can be quite sticky, you know, especially when the nitro's not dry, which is quite often the case with Gibsons. So, you know, that feels all right, but it's not nitrocellulose, and it's not Gibson. So it's an odd one, this, and I've been trying to work out for all this week while I've been filming how I feel about the whole headstock thing, because, you know, I know a lot of people are enthusiastic about it, because I see obviously all the comments from people on the, you know, Epiphone socials. Yeah, on the Epiphone socials, people go, oh, yeah, great, yeah, well, that's what we wanted. We've been asking for it. Everyone's very enthusiastic about it. But apart from me, maybe, apparently, I'm not massively enthusiastic about the Gibson headstock being on an Epiphone guitar. It sort of didn't feel right. And I know, I mean, obviously on a lot of guitars that Epiphone make and have made, I'm thinking off the top of my head of the Firebird that has a Firebird headstock. You know, there's no option for that. You wouldn't put an Epiphone Kalamazoo headstock on a Firebird. So put that aside. Let's talk about the Kalamazoo headstock type Gibsons, Epiphones, Gibson copies. What am I saying? It doesn't sit right with me having a Gibson headstock on an Epiphone. It seems a bit unnecessary and daft to me. I know lots of people will disagree. They go, oh, we love the open book headstock on an Epiphone. Well, I think it's a bit daft. I'll tell you why. So firstly, these newer Epiphones, the Inspired by Gibson Custom shop, they've absolutely replaced the more affordable Gibsons that we used to have. There are still some, I'm going to say this now, there are some more affordable Gibsons in the new lineups. There's some SG Juniors and there's some Les Paul Juniors that are really nicely priced, and there's some new Les Paul specials on the Gibson website, some exclusives, wink, 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 that are really, I think, quite nicely priced. So there are still some guitars in the 13 to 15, 1600 pound price range. But the days of the sub £1,000 Gibsons gone forever. You know, and they've obviously done that on purpose, done away with the kind of the ones that are, you know, the cheaper ranges, the ones that are, you know what I'm talking about, and they've replaced those entirely with more expensive Gibby phones. Let's call them Gibby phones. That was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? Gibby phone. But I think that's a problem. I think putting the Gibson open book headstock on an Epiphone really blurs the line between what Epiphone have always done brilliantly, apart from the fact that Epiphone are a premium brand. They always have been a premium brand, making their own original design guitars, and they're making some of those again in the USA now, which is fabulous. And that's great to see that direction that Epiphone are going in. They're still making fabulous cut price versions of Gibsons with the Epiphone Kalamazoo headstock on, which, you know, affordable, which is what Epiphone do so well. If you fancy a Les Paul and you can't afford a Gibson, there's an Epiphone equivalent, and there's loads and loads of different designs available, and they're fantastic guitars. But this kind of whole, development into making them as close to Gibsons as possible, it seems to me that it's just kind of blurring the line and giving them I've called this personality crisis. It's a brand crisis, really. What the fuck is Epiphone then? Is it trying to be, why are they trying to do that? I don't fully understand that, unless the idea is to just gradually take the few more, there's a few more steps, okay? So what they've said with this new range is, it's everything, it's everything. It's all you wanted. But it's not, it's a couple more things. All they've done is I think all they've done on this new range is put the rosewood fingerboards back. But there's a couple of other things they haven't done. I don't know if they're a Gibson Custom Shop P90, so we'll ignore that. But you can't ignore that they're putting maple veneers on the Les Pauls, the 58 and the 59 and the 60. They're maple veneers, which is it's a big no-no for me if I'm going to try and think, oh, this is as good as a Gibson. Well, it isn't, because it's got a maple veneer. And there are a lot cheaper guitars that don't use maple veneers. That Heritage, that real cheap Heritage that I reviewed a while back, Les Paul, really nice plain top. It was only basswood, but it looked nice. Maple veneers, to me, it's just like fake, isn't it? Yeah. So what was I saying? So I wonder if the plan is to put Gibson on the headstock. What's the next step? We'll put Gibson on the headstock. This is what I think they should do. Okay. Gibson, if I was any good at design, Illustrator, I'm rubbish at it, I'd do this and I'd show you, but I'm not. So use your imagination. Gibson by Epiphone. You can have that, Al John. You're probably way ahead of me, but I think that's what you do, because they do Squire by Fender. What about Gibson by Epiphone? Thus, fully owning it. Epiphone fully own it. Rather than, what I see here is Epiphone losing it towards, do you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm talking bollocks. It's all nonsense. Obviously, this is all stream of consciousness stuff. I have some notes, but I rarely stick to them. And sometimes I say things for the sake of it, just to kind of maybe try and get a reaction. But on this occasion, it is also actually what I think. Yeah, I stole that line off someone I work with from time to time. But yeah, I do think, I've lived with this guitar for a week or so, and I've played it and I love it, but it looks funny. It looks weird to me. Every time I look at it, I think, well, that ain't really right, is it? I kind of, yeah, I can't get over it, I'm sorry. I can't. I thought I might. I honestly thought I might at the beginning. I thought, well, that'd be fine. I'll live with it, and I'll bond with that headstock. It just looks weird. I think it should say Gibson by Epiphone. It's a Chinese Gibson then. Epiphone own it still, and there's the line's less blurred, isn't it? It's like you're on the fence, Epiphone. Get off the fucking fence. Come on, go the rest of the way, and then people like me will stop moaning. And then if people want a Chinese Gibson, they can buy one from Epiphone. And then what you do great, and you can continue to do, and those guitars, you still make the affordable ones. Everyone's happy. And in particular, I'll be happy, and I'll probably be able to stop moaning about you. That'll be a thing. Crab screw's loose. Sorry, I'm fiddling. I'm fiddling now because I think I'm done. I think I've said too much. And you've got to remember what I think. It doesn't matter what I think anyway. What you think matters. So let me know what you think. Am I just an idiot? Let me know in the comments section. I should look forward to it. And please listen. I know that when we do stuff like this, when there's this kind of line, some people are on the other side of it and they absolutely adore Epiphone, and we get lots of comments. And generally, what happens at this point is the real fans are quite abusive to people that have an opposing view, which is unnecessary. And if anyone's rude about, if anyone starts calling people knobs for having a point of view, I'll just delete those comments and block the people. So try and have a debate. It's a debate. It's a debate. There you go. That's the Epiphone Inspired by Gibson Custom. Blah blah blah. 999. I mean, it's close to being on the right side of the price. This one, 799, may be better, but I don't know. Eventually, these will come down in price a little bit, but it's not overpriced too much to start with. The SG, however, yeah, I think the SG is overpriced. The others, maybe not. Anyway, that's all for this week. I'm going to go now. Don't forget, raffle for the Gibson Les Paul, the real Gibson. That ends this coming Sunday evening. So links in the description box. If you fancy a punt and supporting the channel, get your tickets before it's too late. And all that remains is for me to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thanks to Gear for Music for supporting this community. Thanks to all the subscribers over on the TV channel. You are wonderful. We love you. And you who are watching now, wherever it is you're watching, if you're still watching, that's fantastic. Thank you. That's appreciated. Come back next week. I've got something quite special lined up for next week. So come back here, same time, same place, and find out what that is. See you then. Ta-ra. Let me know what you think. Am I just an idiot?